Hi, I'm Lisa Humenik, and I'm an instructor in the Nonprofit Management Institute at Arizona State University's Lodestar Center. I'm also a consultant, a community volunteer and board member, and I've been working in the field and study of volunteer engagement for the past 22 years. I'm also a member of the community at Creating the Future. I'd like to talk with you about volunteerism as engagement, and I'll start by issuing a challenge to all of us who work in the community benefit sector. Here it is. Let's stop using volunteers. Before you start disagreeing with me and worrying about how you'll ever achieve your mission without the involvement of volunteers, let me explain myself. For the past 15 years or so, I've been asking participants in my workshops to share with me adjectives that describe how they have felt as the result of participating in a rewarding volunteer experience. I hear words like empowered, humbled, motivated, appreciated, effective, connected, valuable, and inspired. But in 15 years, I've yet to hear anyone respond that they felt used or utilized. Yet, that's often how we talk about volunteers in our organizations. We say, we're going to use volunteers on this project, or that department is utilizing volunteers in their work. Since positive volunteer experiences don't leave people feeling used or utilized, my challenge to all of us is that we stop saying those words when we talk about volunteers. Let's instead try to say words like engage and involve. Which brings us back around to our topic, volunteerism as engagement. Ideally, the involvement of volunteers is a win-win. It supports the organization's achievement of their mission in a more effective and efficient way, and it results in volunteers who feel fulfilled and positive about the organization and their experience with it. Last month, I visited with Hildy and Dimitri at their office, along with Gail, Rachel, and Kathy, all members of the Creating the Future community, to participate in a wonderful discussion about volunteerism. We were all able to share amazing examples of organizations that are turning away from traditional and often limiting views on volunteerism, and instead broadening their thinking and practices to embrace greater involvement of the community in the achievement of their mission. They are moving from a viewpoint of seeing volunteers only in peripheral functions, or nice add-ons to their services, to a more strategic approach of engaging volunteers in multiple aspects and levels of their organization as a way to access all of the skills and resources of the community. In such organizations, volunteers are valued as equal partners to paid staff and appreciated for the wealth of ideas, knowledge, experience, and opinions that they can bring. Volunteers become the colleagues of everyone on the paid staff and not just the responsibility of the volunteer coordinator. Certainly, there are some very pragmatic realities that organizations face in terms of the structure of their volunteer programs. These can relate to issues such as risk management situations, supervision, regulatory requirements, policies, insurance, and contact with vulnerable clients. Those organizations, though, who are highly effective in engaging volunteers recognize these factors and develop an appropriate infrastructure that supports their creative and strategic involvement of community members in their work. So volunteerism as the broader engagement of the community can begin with one simple step. Take the challenge and stop using volunteers. I think you'll be surprised at the positive change that can happen when volunteers are instead involved and engaged in your mission.